Good morning, moms. How are you guys doing today? Other than Julie giving me the eye. She's giving me the eye.
We're going to have to discuss this offline.
You got it. We got it. So, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us for Motivation Monday. So, as always, we're here to bring you guys some value. We want to just motivate you on Monday mornings, give you tips on things that will help make your days better, your weeks better, your months better, life better, really, if we could go there. But that's kind of like a big, tall order. A little bit about your panel here that you can see on the screen. So I'm Ellen. I am the owner of the group Montgomery Moms Connect. I'm a longtime Montgomery County resident, longtime real estate agent, and I live over in the Magnolia area. So Julie, take it away.
Hi, my name is Julie. I live in the Spring area and I have 2 little girls, and I'm also a realtor in the Harris and Montgomery County area, and Ellen and I work together.
Mm-hmm. When she talks.
Yeah. When what? When I was talking to
tolerates me.
Tolerates you. Ellen thinks it's really funny that my 2-year-old got me up at 5 a.m. Excuse me. So, I mean, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm taking some time.
All right, Kayla, take it away.
I am just moved to the area about 2 months ago from Houston, from like inner city Houston, out to Montgomery County, and we love it so far. I'm also a mortgage lender. Me and my husband work together, and he's been doing this for almost 10 years now.
Mm-hmm. And we've been taking care of our clients for 3 or 4 years, so to speak, right around there.
And we have almost 2-year-old twins. And all of us had the flu this past week. So we are still in recovery mode from that, but doing much, much better. If you haven't gotten the flu yet, don't recommend it.
Okay, Julie and Kayla, you know what we're going to start taking every day? Sea moss. I found us a source. We're going to get us some sea moss.
All right.
I'll get into that with you later, but it's going to be good stuff.
It doesn't sound appetizing at all.
I know, but it's going to be. She has flavors like strawberry, mango. It's kid approved. So
how lucky I was. I need to go do some cold rolling after this.
Yes, for real.
What if I had like a sea moss wrap, like a body wrap?
Yeah,
I feel like daily. Okay.
No, we're gonna.
Body wrap before?
We're going to take the sea moss. Okay, so our guest this morning is Anna. Do you pronounce it Anna or Anna?
Anna.
Okay, so Anna, I would love it. You're going to be the best person to tell them a little bit about what you do, how you help moms, and what you want to share with them today.
Sure. I'm transformation coach for overwhelmed moms, and I basically help to go from overwhelm to clarity to align life that you enjoy every single day, that you are, even if something come up, you're still happy, you're still fulfilled, and most importantly, you have time to taking care for yourself, to fulfilling your dreams, to building some legacy if you want to really live beyond just being a mom. Mm-hmm. And showing your kids not just by words like go get your dreams, everything will be good, but by your example, showing that look, you can achieve all your dreams, you can achieve all your goals, you can maintain healthy balance, and all about that.
So I could be wrong, and I don't want to get us totally off track. I have a 20-year-old, so I'm not in the little season, right? But I think it's possible that a lot of these moms are like, I don't even know if I can talk goals. Like, I need just how to get through the day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like before too much that's the theme. But in addition to that, let's just talk about thriving on a daily basis. Like how do you do that? if you
Yeah,
are
for
in
sure.
that season of life. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure, it makes sense. And actually, it's very interconnected because I've been on my own journey of becoming to the place where I am. And I definitely took the same like approach, like, okay, I will be focusing just on being a mom, just to maintaining day-to-day basics, and like postpone my dreams and big goals like for later, because like now I need to focus on my kids and so on. But there's a big mistake, because going after our dreams, going after our goals makes us feel fulfilled, and it brings us more energy, more motivation to do even basic stuff. Because when we postpone our goals and dreams, we kind of start and shut down ourselves, and we start losing ourselves. And I've been on this journey, and I found myself in that place where I was like literally sitting on a couch, and my son was approaching me like, "Mom, trying to tell me something." And I realized that like in this monotonous day-to-day routine, I just lost myself, and it just in my head it's only like to-do list, like what I need to do next, what I need to do next, what I need to do next. And it's all starting from the point where we lose connection with ourselves. And most important is understand that daily green, like we have tons of different approach to it, and it all starting in here, in how we think about those stuff, how we think about, because you can, for example, think about, okay, I need to cook dinner, and I need to entertain my kid, and it's like, oh, it's too much, they are asking my attention, I need to do the work. And we think like, okay, I need to separate these two things, like I need to separate kids so they're busy and I can do my stuff. But what if we look at this from the different point? For example, we look at cooking meal together with the kid as a moment of bonding, as a moment of making memories. It's already taken a different approach, and we do not think of how I need to entertain and get rid of a kid while I do this, but how we can do it together. And basically, like first few years of motherhood, my golden rule was always like, if kids nap, it's my rest time, because the way I structure all daily tasks is in a way that we do it together. And it's actually much easier to do with like 2-3-year-old than with 5-year-old, because 2-3-year-olds, they are all into copying us, and they want to do all as we are. And it's a matter of providing the environment. For example, if you need to clean something, you can give your toddler a clean cloth, and it will make you, it will try to do the same as you. It will not like, they at that age, they are all about like being as we are. And it's a great opportunity to show, to get them engaged, to make those daily tasks the moments of bonding. But also, when we take this approach and do all the chores with our kids, it actually shows them very important message, that household tasks doesn't done like a magic when they sleep. Because a lot of kids, they go for a walk with someone or take a nap, and they wake up, everything clean, everything ready, everything prepared, and it's easy. And they actually do not understand how much effort and time it takes. But when we switch it all up and we do it together, we have time for rest when our kids rest, and we have opportunity to get them involved in daily tasks. Does it make sense?
That's a really good idea. I like that.
Right now are like obsessed with cleaning supplies, like every cleaning supply. And so that was like one thing for Christmas. We got them like the little Melissa and Doug. It has like the little mop on it, the little broom, the little vacuum cleaner, all that stuff. And so they love playing with those. Like it's like their favorite toy are like little brooms and stuff. And so I really like that idea. And I'm definitely a believer in like rest when they rest. Like if they go down for a nap,
you are
that's my nap time too. Like I am very much like, if I'm exhausted, They go to sleep, I go to sleep.
Yeah.
I think that is important. Julie, what questions do you have? Because you're like right in the thick of it with growing a human, one that wants to help, and then an older one who has moved past that. I just want to like emulate what you're doing.
I thought it was funny that you said 2 and 3 was easier because I personally do not find that to be my life. But it also could be temperament. For instance, my almost 7-year-old is just if you told me I was going to have 5 of her, I would have 5 of her. She's just easy. She wants to help. I was telling Kayla, I said having the oldest girl, I was like, by the time they hit 5, it's the ultimate cheat code to parenting. I mean, she just wants to be this other little mother. But my 2-year-old, she has a lot of her own individual ideas on how we should be cooking things. So I try to get them in the kitchen and helping, but how do you get them to listen and obey and just follow directions? I'm not, you don't have to go to timeout because you weren't listening in the kitchen, but how do you really bring that home without it being like, no, pick up your shoes, pick up your shoes, pick up your shoes? Because that's kind of, I don't know if I'm speaking to any other moms, but that's where I'm coming from right now, to the point where I'm like, I'll do it to save myself stress. I'll do it myself.
Yeah. With kids around age 2-3 is like best approach is always a game. Like you can say I have like 3 and 8, so I know what you're talking about. And you say to the 3-year-old, like, pick up those shoes, pick up the shoes. They just don't. And then you switch a game, like, oh, I'm wonder if this little excavator or crane truck can lift up the shoes and bring it over there. And they do it like that. In instant, they don't even think that it was the same ask as before. So game is amazing approach to help them be more engaged and do what we want to do, because game and play at that age is like their primary mode of existence. They're all about game. So incorporating game, but it's also training our mindset to not like force, because a lot of times when they resist, we like feel like, oh, I need to push even more. But sometimes it's about taking a deep breath and say, okay, how I can approach it differently. Because pushing it's like two walls banging in each other. It will do nothing good. But when we incorporate play, they are more willing to help us. And also it's about routines. Like if from the smallest time, when the smallest teeny little ones, we incorporate routines. For example, when we come in from outside, we put our shoes here, we go wash our hands, we do that and that and that in this order. It becomes the natural for them, and it becomes like their common behavior because they used to it from the childhood. And the same things goes to like things like say thank you, excuse me, all those things. They are learned through example and by observing, watching, and just copying us. And when it comes to resistant, play is like go-to. It's easiest, most safest for mentally both you and your kid. And for them, it's becoming fun. It's for the kitchen. We sure need to make sure that we cover the basic of safety, for example. But also it's about like giving them some space to be expressive as well. Yes, you want, like, for example, to cucumber be chopped on the salad in small pieces, but they cannot do it in the exact same way. Just give small piece of cucumber and feel free for them to cut whenever they want and however they want. Like, give some space for expression as well. And a lot of times we caught into thinking, okay, I want this all be done in my exact way. But they are also personality. Little, but personality. Yeah, I saw that look.
It is spectacular. That was beautiful. That reminds me of the mom that, like the tree. Like you're decorating the tree and every ornament has to be exactly as it is. And some moms can let their kids participate in that, and some just really cannot, or they go back and they like redo all the ornaments. That's what that
has to be the specific way.
That's what that reminds me of. What is on a one? What would you consider your top 1, 2, or 3 things that when moms come to you and they're like, I am at the end of my rope, I need you, I need your help with? What are those top few things?
Definitely one of the most common is finding time for self, and finding time to fill your own cup, because we're all in the mode like helping others. The other most common is probably losing touch with self and not understanding. Like literally, I ask them like, what do you enjoy? What brings you happiness? And they have hard time even name 3-5 things, because they're all into mode of how I make my kids happy, how I make my husband happy, how I make everything work out, and forget about importance of making yourself happy. And third most common is probably feeling guilty when they find time and take care of themselves. And it's one of the biggest, but it's actually one of the easiest to crack, because like if we think even just from a logical perspective, if you feel tired, if you feel exhausted, if you're anxious, if you're frustrated that everything not working, if you do not have time for self and self-care, then you like easily irritated, you're triggered by all the kids' behavior, everything like feels too much to you. And you kind of want to push them aside so you have at least some space. But when you take care of yourself, when you fill your own cup, when you make sure that you feel fulfilled and happy, it's the same as taking care of your kids, in terms that you make sure that you provide best care for your kids. That the caregiver for your kids in the best mood, more calm, more present, more relaxed.
Yeah, you can't pour from an empty cup for sure.
Yeah.
Not at all. So when they come to you with those concerns, what are some of the top things that you tell them to do right off the bat? Like what are some of the immediate changes that you say these are the easiest to enact and start with that are not complicated?
Yeah, my favorite one is using time pockets. What I mean by that, we have all different relationship with time, but in general, time is very fluctual, and we all kind of know situation when we feel when time stretches and it feels like, oh, it's so slow. Sometimes we feel it's rushing too fast, but we actually can tap into this and use this in our favor. And it's all starting from making sure that you respect every single minute that you have, and you use small time pockets. For example, you have 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, 10 minutes there, like small tiny time pockets. Most of us will tend to do or some more household chores or binge on our phones, some reels, watching social media or something else to just like switch us off. But what if you use all those 5-10 minutes time pockets to fill your own cup?
How do you do that in 5 or 10 minutes?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Start by coming up with a list, at least 10 things. What will bring you joy under 5 minutes? And it can be as small as watching in the window how cars passing by, to taking like nap, stretching, reading a book, drinking a favorite cup of tea, like any small thing, dancing on the favorite music, listening to music, playing some musical instrument, just dance, move, stretch, listen to the birds, like any small things that bring you joy. And start using those 5-10 minutes to do something from that list. And when you start doing this, it have a tremendous actually effect, because we have a society, we like have this belief that in order for you to get rest and be fulfilled, you need to like get a nanny or send somewhere kids and spend like 1 hour somewhere without the kids. But in reality, a lot of times for a lot of moms, it takes so much energy and effort to put and arrange all of that together in order to enjoy that hour, that by the end of that hour, we're not sure if it's even beneficial.
Mhm.
But when you have 5 minutes, 10 minutes here and there throughout your day, every single day, it accumulates and it brings your energy up. And when you elevate your energy from these small things, you will feel more energized and more inspired to do even bigger things.
I think that would be really a hard thing to get in the swing of, honestly. I'm sure that sounds challenging to me.
Yeah, it sounds challenging if you try to think
And
about
I'm not saying
everything.
that it's challenging and therefore we shouldn't do it. I'm saying like I think that it's crazy how something so small sounds so hard.
I think I like that idea though of like having a list of like 10 things. So it's like having, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna write down 10 things where it's like, and keep it posted to where I can see it. And it's like, okay, I have a few minutes, like, yes, like let me read a couple pages in a book. Like, let me do this. Because I'm one of those that definitely like I'll just pick up my phone and start doom scrolling through Instagram or Facebook at looking at cooking reels. And it's then I realized I'm like, I just wasted like all the I just wasted precious time I had.
Cooking reels are self-care for me. So that's maybe that is, or I mean, to me it is, but
Yeah, it even reels for some can be like beneficial, but it's important that you think about how you can use those small times in order to fulfill you. If it's fulfilling for you, then okay. If you watch those and then think, oh, I wasted time, then it's probably not the best choice. And they think that it sounds challenging, and a lot of times it sounds challenging because they think like, oh, I need like do it all together and like starting from now on every single 5 minutes. Yeah, and our brain, like its main focus is to keep us safe, and the best safe place is most known. So when we try to incorporate change too fast, it goes, oh my god, what's happening, like alarm, stop all of that. So we need to start it slowly and building up. Like, for example, use just this tip once a day. 5 minutes a day, not that big of a deal. Even 2 minutes if you have, like just taking a few deep breaths and pausing for a second. Once a day, I think it's manageable. Then start thinking how you can add more. Yeah.
I was going to say, I listened to a podcast that you did, and it made me think in this conversation as well. We talk about reels. I think it's very easy, at least for me, to fall into like a comparison mindset. That's a trap. And then also, I'd rather just sit for 5 minutes because I'm not going to be able to execute anything perfectly in 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, but maybe I could have folded half that load of laundry before someone dumped something on the floor or something like that. So talk to us a little bit about, being encouraged, but not getting into comparison mindset, and then also abandoning maybe perfection so that we can just start accomplishing things and feeling like we've accomplished something.
Yeah, for sure. Well, first of all, about comparison, I love how one of my mentors said, like, compare to be inspired. And we tend to compare ourselves and think, oh, I'm not good as that. I cannot do as well as that. But what if you switch it and, oh, one day I'll be that. One day I'll be like that. Like, and feel what you can shift today, how you can think differently in order to be. But also with the social media, we need to be very cautious because a lot of like influencers, it's like polished picture that's it's not totally real because they have a lot of background support. Like when those reels, when like, hey, she get up and she all with mascara and she's ready to fly, and she like in the morning before her toddler wake up, she cooked like freshly baked bread. Like it's not a reality.
Yeah, it's not real life.
Yeah, it's not real life. And if you like
Marty's well.
start comparing yourself, it's better to start looking, okay, is it actually real? And the best comparison is our self past. I'm if I'm better than a month ago, a year ago. If yes, then I'm on the right track.
Or instead of comparing you when you're looking at this thing to the entirety of it, pick a thing that you want. Say, I don't want my, we all should value our life enough that we don't want somebody else's.
Yeah.
In its entirety. You might want a piece of something that they do, or you might want, so be inspired by, you see them doing X. So maybe that's the thing. Instead of saying, oh, like my life is terrible because it doesn't look like hers, or wasting energy trying to duplicate your life to make it look like that person's, when that's not what you're called to do. You're called to be the best you and the best version of you that you can, but that doesn't mean you stay stagnant, right? So you are pulling in, if you are seeing things you like that somebody else is doing, find those pieces and modify them to you.
Yes. Yeah. Be inspired. Look like, what draw my attention? Why I want my life look like that? What is missing in my
I
life?
like that. What drew your attention to that? Because it can't be the whole thing.
Yeah.
It can't be the entirety of it.
And I like that too, because so many times I'm motivated by watching things online. Like I'll like watching someone clean something or cook something. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go do that. And then, but if I'm not careful, then you do fall into that trap. And so maybe we all just need to take take responsibility of saying, okay, these people or these types of posts, they motivate me because I want to take a little piece of that in with me into my future. I want to motivate myself with that. But then if I start falling into this, oh, well, how she has it all together and I'm just a mess. And if that is my train of thought, that's no longer motivating and I need to steer away from that type of content.
Not at all.
Yeah.
That's detrimental.
So curating your content, I think, is huge too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like taking care of your environment. It's not only physical space, but it's also what you look for, what you listen, who you speak with, who you surround yourself with. It's all of that aspects to make sure that you have a healthy environment for your growth and for building belief in yourself, because a lot of times we have a lot of people who doubts us, who say like, oh, you won't be achieving those, I'm not sure if you can do that, and it's not helpful. It's not helpful at all. And according to your question about like this my mindset that like I cannot do it perfectly, then I won't do it, it's actually a very big problem for a lot of people, because we were raised in a system where you need to finish your homework, you need to finish it perfectly. And a lot of us grew up with the stories most often that I hear is like, why are you wasting your time? If it's not finished, it's not done. You wasted just the time. And it's a lot about those stories around the time and task, how it all feel. And you can just reflect back on your childhood and recall what stories I usually heard from my parents. And those phrases that was repeated over and over again, they shaped how you perceive your reality. And a lot of times it's, for some people it's true, for some it's not, because we all see our reality a bit different. And it's a matter of asking yourself, okay, what I choose to believe. Because if you believe that in 5 minutes you cannot do a thing, that nothing can be done in 5 minutes, it will be your reality. But if you truly believe that, oh, 5 minutes, it's a lot of time, I can do a lot of things in under 5 minutes, then you will be surprised how much you can achieve in those 5 minutes. And also, I love to look at all things that we do like as a stepping stones. Because all tasks we can split in small pieces, and we can stay and look at this giant task and think, oh, it's never will be done, and just be freeze in this fear. Or we can see, okay, what one small step I can take today to come a bit closer? What's the next step? What's the next step? And day by day, time pocket by time pocket, you will be much closer to the goal and dream than just standing freeze in fear. But it all starts with taking a moment to think how your relationship with time is formed. Do you respect time or not? Do you neglect time or not? It's like whole new philosophy, I would say.
No, that's very valid. And one thing I thought of, going back to how we're saying, like, if you're watching someone and you're inspired by pieces, of what they do, and then you say, okay, those are things I want to continue to watch, or I want to continue to follow. I think the flip side is just as true. I have certain people and accounts where I have just completely blocked them from all my social media, because it's just not good for my mental health to view those all the time. So I think that you can be as intentional with what you want to see, as well as what you completely leave out of what you watch.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's important. Okay, so let's be respectful of everyone's time and wrap this up. Tell them a little bit before we go, Anna, about how you can help them. I think you have a group. We will share that in the comments, and then also we'll put up a post that shares a little bit about how they can reach out to you, where they can get your resources, and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, sure. Well, I help moms to live the life that they deserve, and live the life when they woke up excited about their day and go into bed with feeling of much gratitude of how the day gone. Because there's never will be yesterday, and there's never will be tomorrow. It always today. It always now. And it's my mission to bring as much moms back from the room of overwhelm to their kids as possible. Because I've been from both sides. I was raised by emotionally overwhelmed mom, and at some point I became the same mom. So it's kind of, for me, it's my mission to help as much mom as I can to feel life as a pleasant experience and enjoying their time with kids and leading their kids by the example. And the best way to reach me is through Facebook. I also have a website, and yes, I do have a Facebook group, and I actually also doing a free 5-day challenge from overwhelm to clarity. So if someone interested how they can take a part of it, they can shoot me a message or leave just under this post comment, and I will reach out for them. But best place to reach out for me is Facebook, and yeah.
Awesome. Anna, thank you so much. We will get a post up that has all of your details, and go ahead and put that group in the comments here too. So if someone doesn't see the other post, then they at least easily can find it here. So we appreciate you so much, and thank you for coming on to talk to our mamas this morning.
Thank you. And I just want all moms to remember that they all are chosen to be happy. It's time to claim it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Anna. We appreciate you. Bye, guys.
Bye.